What happens when overconfidence meets 50 tons of steel? Witness truckers and heavy machine operators make split-second mistakes that lead to epic failures. From runaway dump trucks to cranes collapsing mid-lift, these shocking moments prove that one wrong move can cause total devastation. These mind-blowing failures will leave you in shock. Number 25. Firstly, you won't believe an inexperienced guy operated heavy equipment without following safety protocols. A big mistake. He took the wrong path, lost control, and flipped over like a pancake. And just like that, gravity reminded him who's boss. This happens when you ignore safety rules. One moment you're in control, and the next, you're part of a viral disaster video. Number 24. Furthermore, a dump truck on Interstate 66 in Virginia was cruising until it met an overpass the hard way. Instead of passing under, it went full speed ahead and slammed right into it. That bridge wasn't moving, but the truck crumpled like a tin can. Number 23. In this clip, a truck proudly carried an excavator, looking like a heavyweight champ, until the first turn. The poor truck couldn't handle the load, wobbled like a toddler on roller skates, and boom. The excavator tumbled off like it had enough of the ride. That's one way to unload quickly. Number 22. Here's another dumb disaster. An unfortunate incident unfolded during the offloading of an excavator. Well, unfortunate for the excavator, at least. Instead of a smooth landing, it wobbled, lost balance, and took a dramatic dive off the trailer. Whether it was bad luck or just terrible unloading skills, one thing's for sure. This machine wasn't ready for takeoff. Number 21. A truck loaded with mud was cruising down a muddy path. What could go wrong? Well, everything. It started slipping like it was on a skating rink, ready to slide straight into disaster. When it was about to go for a wild ride, an excavator stepped in like a last-minute hero, stopping the truck from turning into a mud-covered mess. Number 20. Confidence is key, but what happens when it turns into overconfidence? A truck driver was feeling too confident, treating his heavy truck like a race car. The moment he attempted to drift, boom. The truck spun out of control, tipped over like a falling domino, and the back half just gave up and detached. Number 19. In this breathtaking moment, the grader was confidently pushing up the trailer ramps. Everything looked smooth. But little did they know a legendary mistake was loading. The compactor got stuck on the grader's front, and before anyone could say, "bad idea," the grader started dragging. The compactor wobbled and tipped over like a clumsy domino. Number 18. In addition, the Bell SC800 sugarcane mishap started as another workday, until disaster struck. The operator pushed forward, but the machine had other plans. The SC800 tilted, wobbled, and then rolled over like a giant runaway can of soda, metal screeching as it crashed down. Dust flew, alarms blared, and a routine job turned into a scene straight out of an action movie in seconds. Number 17. You've never seen anything like this. A guy used a heavy machine to clear his garden. Sounds simple, right? Well, not for him. This genius had zero skills, and instead of digging up the yard, he yanked out his house window with full force. Glass shattered, alarms blared, and for a moment, even the machine seemed to regret its life choices. Number 16. Furthermore, the DT75 tractor's stuck in a mud pit, giving everything it's got to break free, revving, pulling, and sliding around like it's in a tug-of-war with the earth itself. But no matter how hard it tries, the truck isn't budging. It's a full-on battle between machine and mud, and right now, the mud's winning. What a mess. Number 15. Let's talk about another expert. A truck loaded with dirt thought it could handle the job, but the tire got stuck in the same dirt it was carrying. The driver gave it his all, trying to break free, but instead, the truck tipped over like a clumsy giant. To make things worse, the guy standing behind got lucky, just barely dodging the falling disaster. And guess what? The dirt made sure to join the truck on the way down. Number 14. Moreover, this guy's got balls of steel and a precision cut like a surgeon. Except, instead of saving lives, he's about to bring down a whole building. Watch till the end as he drops the part of the structure, and bam! The muddy disaster comes crashing down like a bad idea. It's the kind of failure you only see in action movies, but with way more mud and less skill. Number 13. In this moment, an excavator worked its magic, turning a stuck truck into a free one, showcasing the operator's skill. But once the truck was out, it acted like it had figured things out, only to slip and slide like it was auditioning for a stunt in a disaster movie. Number 12. Let's take a look at another idiot skill. Truckers almost turned their trailer into a skateboard, but not in a cool way. The trailer was teetering on the edge of a bridge like it was trying to pull off a stunt in a circus act. One wrong move would have been a full-on dive into disaster. It was like watching a trucker try to defy gravity, but gravity had other plans. Number 11. Here's another dangerous fail. A truck was unloading dirt, minding its own business, when suddenly, boom! It tipped over like it couldn't handle the weight of its own mistakes. 1 second, it's dumping dirt, and the next, it's the one getting buried. What a disaster! Talk about taking dumping to a whole new level. Number 10. When a building decides to fight back, even the machinery gets nervous. Watch as this demolition becomes a full game of dodge the rubble. The operators are trying to break it down, but the building does not have it. It's like the structure was saying, "You're not getting me that easily," and sending chunks of concrete flying everywhere. The whole thing turns into a disaster. Who knew demolition could be this much of a mess? Number 9. You won't want to miss this. 2 cranes were lifting a heavy truck that had fallen over, trying to set it upright. However, instead of balancing properly, the truck tipped over again, crashing hard to the left. This incident proves why proper weight distribution and careful planning are essential in every heavy lifting operation. Number 8. There are even more idiots with dangerous and disastrous skills. A truck was trying to tow another heavy truck with a chain, and the second truck was loaded with wood. Meanwhile, an idiot stood there, examining the situation like an expert, checking everything. But the moment they tried to turn, the wood-laden truck got stuck in the ground like it was part of the earth itself. Classic move. Nothing says disaster like getting stuck before you even start. Number 7. Talk about a disaster. This truck went from loading to launching in seconds. A truck unloaded sand, and they flipped the back section for loading. The sand was so heavy that it sent the front wheels flying into the air like they were on a roller coaster. The drivers immediately bailed out of the truck, probably realizing they made a slightly bad decision. Number 6. Here's a disaster that'll shock you. A truck was carrying steel coils horizontally. Seemed fine, right? Until the truck hit the brakes, and those small coils decided to make their move. They slipped, sending the front of the truck into chaos. Next thing you know, the truck's getting its crash course in disaster. Number 5. Another heavy equipment failure and total disaster. They loaded an excavator onto the truck and brought it over. As they started unloading, the operator climbed out. The moment he stepped off, the excavator lost balance, tipped over, and crashed straight into the ground, flipping like it had a mind of its own. Number 4. You've probably never seen a disaster like this. Cranes were doing their job on the construction site when they suddenly collapsed. The heavy load came crashing down like it had a mind. The chain snapped, and then boom, the workers bolted, scrambling to avoid the mess. When heavy machinery goes wrong, it's pure chaos and panic. Number 3. One more shock. This video is full of surprises. 2 cranes in the Netherlands tried to move part of a bridge, but things went wrong. They collapsed, injuring at least 20 people and flattening 20 houses in the process. It was like the cranes decided to nap right in the middle of the job. What was supposed to be a simple task turned into an absolute disaster. Number 2. A tense moment unfolded when an escalator lost control on an icy mountain road, and let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. People were running for their lives like the escalator was chasing them. The icy chaos had everyone scrambling, with the machine spinning out of control, sliding like it was trying to take the whole mountain down. What a ridiculous disaster. Number 1. Finally, you'll be shocked by what happens here. It's hard to believe these guys have any idea what they're doing. Pulling a bulldozer off the trailer from the side? That's just asking for trouble, unless they're aiming for a scrapyard. But judging by the reactions of those workers, I don't think that's the plan. It's like they're playing How to Destroy Heavy Equipment 101 and failing spectacularly. This is a disaster waiting to happen. Are these reckless trucker and heavy equipment failures impressive or just pure madness? Watch to see how these guys turned everyday tasks into full-blown disasters. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was it a genius move or a total disaster? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more jaw-dropping moments.